Shalom. All praises to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shah. This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas, Vintage Saints of Israel, and House of Jacob. Today, I want to get into the Hebrew Israelite Harris family. All the Negroes with the surname Harris in the Americas, Caribbean islands, Europe, and all those scattered abroad with the surname Harris. Before you guys were slaves here in the Americas and the Caribbean islands, you guys was royalty in Europe. You guys was royalty in England and Ireland. To remind y'all, the Negroes ruled the Dark Ages. The Hebrews, we ruled Europe from 500 AD to 1500 AD. That was prophecy fulfilled in Revelations 20 and 6. And then we went into captivity from 1500 AD to the late 1600s. But before I go into any more, I want to go into some scripture. I want to go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 21 to 22. And it reads, With thou great circumspection didst thou judge thy own sons, unto whose father thou hast sworn and made covenants of good promises. Therefore, whereas thou doest chastise us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. All right? So this is the Hebrew Israelite Harrison family before you guys were slaves here in the Americas and the Caribbean islands. This is y'all history in Europe, in England and Ireland, and it begins. Shalakia. The family name Harrison dates back to the beginning of the Norman culture in Britain, the Norman conquest of 1066. And the Normans were Hebrews. They came into England to bring Christendom, Christ, into England because England was pagans, all right? Originally, Harris was a name given to a person who was the son of the ruler of the property upon which he lived. Initially, Lee Harris, the name came to England with the Norman conquest and is of Old French derivation. Another derivation, which is probably more common, shows that the name is a version of Old English, given name Harry. Although both derivations are valid, times have confused them, and historians now disagree on which is appropriate in a given situation. Now, this is the early origins of the Harris family. The surname Harris was first found in Normandy, where Hericus and his brothers were in 1022 forbidden by King Robert of France from making inroads on the estates of a neighboring abbey. Hericus was father of Ancillon de Beaumont, who in 1086 held a barony in Nottinghamshire. Ivo Fitzharris, or D. Harris, his son, was Viscount of Nottinghamshire before 1130. And to remind you, in 1130, the Caucasians that stole the name Harris was in the outskirts of Europe as wildmen. And you could Google that information up by going into Wildmen and Moors. All right? His sons quickly spread through Britain as seen by Robert Fitzharris, who was mentioned in the charter of Barbury Abbey, executed by Henry II. Jocelyn Fitzharris, mentioned in Huntingdonshire in 1156, and William, who held 2 fees in Nottinghamshire and 4 in Lincolnshire in 1165. Humphrey Harris was listed in Berkshire in 1158. William Harris held an estate in Wiltshire in the 13th century, and later one of his descendants held estates in Salisbury in 1469 and was ancestors of the Earls of Malmesbury, who also has 3 Harrisons on their arms. All right, Harrison family. So you guys have plenty of notables, plenty of branches that y'all could cling on to. All right, Harris and Harris are armorily identified, each bearing 3 Harrison hedgehogs in allusions to the name. Wootton Hall in Woottonton, Northamptonshire, the seat of W. Harris, Esquire, stands elevated and commands extensive prospects. The grounds are surrounded with thriving plantations. All right? So The Harris family have a lot of notables, and it's over 500,000 of y'all alone in the Americas alone, not including the Caribbean islands and Europe. It's about time that y'all remember who y'all are, gather back together as a family, and then come back to the Mashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and get your blessings. Keep the commandments, get your blessings, because we living in the end times. We living in the times of Gog and Magog. So it's time to be aware. You know what I'm saying? This is time to be aware, all right? This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas, Vintage Saints of Israel, and House of Jacob. I hope the Harris family was edified. Shalom.